Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is David. I'm coming at you all with a brand new LEGO Ninjago video, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down and analyzing the latest official Ninjago Season 9 trailer titled Hunted. And as you guys all know, Hunted is also the name of Ninjago Season 9, and I do want to apologize about my voice real quick again, just because I have been very sick lately, but hopefully my voice does get better within the next couple of uploads because I'm in the recovery stage. But without further ado, let's dive into today's awesome video and let's break down this trailer. So the first scene that we get is pretty much where we last left off, and this is of course where the ninja have crash landed into the Oni and the Dragon Realm. And following that, we actually get to see Cole and Master Wu observing something in the desert in the Oni and the Dragon Realm, and they actually do stumble upon something because they hide behind some grass. And from the Japanese Season 9 trailer that was released 2 weeks ago, we do know that Cole does interact with the Stormbringer Dragon, which is of course Jay's dragon for the season, and so they probably did stumble upon the dragon and are looking at him right now in this particular shot, and they don't know whether to approach him because they don't know if he's hostile or a friendly dragon. In the following shot, we actually get to see a bunch of units being deployed from the Dragon Hunter HQ, also known as the Dragon Pit, and we do see this very large dome piece in the center of this camp, and this is actually where the Colosseum is located, and this is where all the battles between the ninja and the dragons take place. And so in the following shot, we actually get to see the ninja running away from these dragon hunters, and they're being chased by the Dieselnaut and a bunch of other vehicles which are actually unnamed. And this is actually quite surprising because there are a bunch of smaller buggies located right next to the Dieselnaut, but LEGO has not actually produced Ninjago Season 9 sets with these vehicles in them. So maybe there might be a Wave 2 of Season 9 sets, who knows? That's very, very interesting to note. And then following that, we actually see that the ninja are brought to Iron Baron himself, and they are of course in shackles, and they were blindfolded for most of the part there. And in the following shot, we actually get to see the top of Borg Tower, and I kind of want to place a lot of emphasis on this location, because later on in the trailer, we're actually going to see that Garmadon is giving orders to Harumi and Mr. E, and I just kind of want to connect these two locations together. Because as you guys can see from the design of Borg Tower, there are some dark purplish crystals emerging from the top, as well as some Sons of Garmadon banners. Just keep that in mind, as well as the skyline color, because that's going to come in handy later on in the trailer. And so then the trailer progresses to show us what has happened in the aftermath of Garmadon's reign, and we can see that Ninjago City has pretty much turned to chaos as everything is upside down, and Garmadon is deploying his Sons of Garmadon bikers to of course locate his son and stop him before he of course has the opportunity to overthrow him, because as we all know, in Ninjago's history, Garmadon has always wanted to turn Ninjago into his own image, and he finally has the opportunity to do so, and he obviously wouldn't want to let his son ruin that for him. And so here is the scene that I wanted to kind of bring a lot of attention to, because Garmadon is giving orders to both Harumi and Mr. E, and they're standing on top of something. And I believe that this is where Garmadon is going to be giving orders, and this is the top of Borg's Tower. As you guys can see, the color of the skyline is very similar to that previous shot that we just examined, and it does also contain the same red Sons of Garmadon banners, as well as those purplish dark crystals. So I believe that this is the location where Garmadon is going to basically be establishing his own headquarters and giving orders to both Harumi and Mr. E and the other generals of the Sons of Garmadon. And in the next shot, we actually get something very interesting, because if you guys remember this setting, this is actually Lloyd's bunker, where he's giving out orders to the Elemental Masters and of course planning out their attacks to of course prevent Garmadon from exerting his dominance, I guess, on the Ninjago citizens and people. And one way of course of identifying this bunker is by recognizing the fact that that circular fan piece is actually the same exact piece that we get to see in the Japanese Season 9 trailer, and this is the same exact room. So essentially Mr. E locates this room and he breaks it down, but it looks like no one is actually there, so he probably came during a time where the ninja left and were possibly on the run. And as the trailer progresses, we actually get to see the ninja resistance on the run, made up of Nia, Lloyd, Dareth, Misako, and Pixel, and they're actually being hunted down by Mr. E and the Sons of Garmadon, and so we of course get to see that they're cornered by them in this alleyway. And then we also progress to see that Mistake is still in this season, which is always a good thing because I love her character and she does need a lot of character development because I feel like she has a ton of tie-ins with Wu that we just have not explored yet, and I would really love to see this character develop in this season. And then following that, we actually get to see that Zane, Kai, and Jay are both being transferred by Daddy No Legs to some kind of location in the Dragon's Pit. However, we do not know where this location is. Now, I do have two theories. One of them is that this takes place before the ninja arrive at Iron Baron's throne room, and possibly Daddy No Legs is taking them to this throne room. However, I do also believe that this might take place after the throne room encounter, where Daddy No Legs is taking them actually to the Coliseum area where they're going to be battling the dragons. And we get to see a bunch of these dragons fighting with the ninja later on in the trailer. Now, the next following shot is actually very interesting, and I think it's very overlooked, because we get to see that the dragon hunters are hunting down some kind of dragon that's unknown to us at this point, and Kai is actually piloting one of these buggies. And honestly, I don't know whether this is an animation mistake or Kai is actually betraying the ninja, because he is seemingly helping these dragon hunters hunt down these dragons. And that is very unlike Kai, even though we've seen that take place before. And this isn't really new to us, because back in Season 4, the Tournament of Elements, Kai actually betrayed Lloyd and brought him to Master Chen in order to face him off, because Chen promised information about Kai's parents to Kai and he could not resist that. So possibly something similar could have taken place here, with Iron Baron offering something very valuable to Kai, and he helps out the dragon hunters hunt down some more dragons. And next up, we actually get something very awesome, because this confirms one of my earlier theories about Ninjago Season 9, where the dragon hunters are actually absorbing the elemental powers from these dragons and actually utilizing them to their own benefits, and essentially making their civilization even better than it was before. And this is actually proven through the next shot, because we get to see this dragon using its fire to essentially help the dragon hunters create their own weapons in their own makeshift blacksmith shop, which I think is very, very interesting. And as the trailer does progress, we do get to see that the ninja are in this Coliseum area. However, they're accompanied by Chutoy, which is one of the dragon hunters in the Dragon Pit set, which of course is the flagship $130 set that is the largest and most expensive set in the Season 9 wave. And as we of course progress, we get to see that the Earth Dragon is of course attacking the three ninja, but something to note is that Cole and Master Wu are not seen here, meaning they possibly might have been split up from the ninja team. And I do believe that this probably relates back to that initial shot that we got with the ninja running away from the Diesel Knot and those buggies, because Cole probably separates himself from the other three ninja, and they probably left Master Wu back at the bounty because he is obviously a child and can't keep up with the ninja as they're of course exploring this brand new realm, and perhaps Cole went back for Master Wu, and that is why they're of course alone in the desert encountering this Stormbringer dragon, while the rest of the ninja, those three, Kai, Zane, and Jay, are of course being attacked and trying to preserve their own freedom in the Coliseum pit. And then of course Heavy Metal jumps in, which is one of the dragon hunters and one of the generals of the dragon hunter army, and he has this sword which Kai shoots fire into, and it actually absorbs the elemental power of fire, and they're in a very, very big jiffy right there. And then we actually fast forward to this shot of all four ninja facing off against the Firstborn dragon, and something to note is that Cole is reunited with the ninja in this scene, so this probably does take place after the Coliseum, and this is nothing new because this Firstborn dragon scene was actually already shown to us in the Japanese Season 9 trailer. And in the next shot, we actually get a very interesting looking dragon also shown bonding with Kai, and as you guys can see, this dragon has been enslaved and captured by the dragon hunters and has some kind of chains, and I'm assuming are Revenge Stone chains because they wouldn't let the dragons use their elemental powers to break free of them. And so Kai is bonding with this dragon, and it does remind me a lot of How to Train Your Dragons, just Ninjago's own version of it. So probably the ninja are going to be bonding with these dragons, and I guess essentially training them to break them free from this dragon hunter camp. And then we actually get to see the Firstborn dragon in action as it's actually trying to do something and freeing these dragons. Because as you guys all know, the Firstborn dragon is actually the mother of all dragons, and so technically all the dragons that are in this camp are her children, and so she has to do something about it, and so she's probably going to be saving them. And this is seen as she's attacking this camp. And we actually get to see Master Wu running away from the scene, so this confirms that the Golden Dragon Master is not piloting piloting this dragon, so the firstborn dragon is probably just acting on her own and trying to free her children. And then we get an amazing shot of the firstborn dragon actually using her firepower to instill some fear into Iron Baron and some of the higher ups in the Dragon Hunter army. And then following that, we actually get to see a TV screen of Lloyd basically telling everyone in Ninjago City to not listen to his father and resist. And so he's building up this resistance movement in Ninjago City so that they can all come together and overpower and overthrow Garmadon's reign. And we actually get this very, very cool, I guess, parallel, because we get to see this family that reminds me a lot of Harumi's family. And we obviously got a lot of Harumi backstory in Season 8. And this does remind me a lot of it because it does prove that something is going to be happening differently in this season. As you guys might recall, in Season 1, the Great Devourer attacked Ninjago City, and Harumi was one of those people that was affected by the Great Devourer as her parents were killed by this monstrous beast. And it is shown here that the monstrous beast that is attacking Ninjago City is actually the gigantic Garmadon Colossi, and essentially Harumi is being her own hypocrite because she's instilling the fear and breaking up families just like her family is broken up with the installation of the Great Devourer in Ninjago City. However, it does appear that the ninja are not going to let this happen and are going to be saving this girl from a similar fate to Harumi because they're going to be doing something about it and setting up their own resistance, which I think is absolutely fabulous, and I love the inclusion of this in the trailer. Then we get another fantastic shot of Garmadon and Harumi using the dark matter to, of course, control that Colossi and bring down some buildings in Ninjago City. Following that, we actually get a chase scene of a bunch of ninja on these desert skiffs, I'm assuming, being chased by one of the Diesel Knots. And something to note is that Kai is actually utilizing the Destiny's Wing in this shot, and I do believe that the Destiny's Wing is actually something created by the Dragon Hunters because aesthetically it looks very similar to the desert skiffs used by the Dragon Hunters in this scene. So perhaps the Dragon Hunters actually disassembled and took apart the Destiny's Bounty and are using it as parts, and Kai had to steal this Destiny's Wing in order to utilize it and make his escape. Following that, of course, we get to see Lloyd, Dareth, and Nia piloting some sort of unknown ninja tank, which I'm assuming Nia creates, and the gigantic Garmadon Colossi is about to stomp on it and crush them all. And then, of course, the trailer stops there with the Ninjago logo and the text "Hunted," but the trailer actually does not stop there because we get to see awesome stuff in the continuation of this trailer. We get to see Karloff back in action, as well as the Invisible Man, as well as Toxicita, and of course Nero and Griffin Turner making their return because, of course, they're going to be enlisting in Lloyd's resistance movement and helping him take back Ninjago City and restore order and peace to Ninjago. And we finally end off the trailer with Skylor and her updated face, which is awesome, and I actually have no complaints about it whatsoever. I think it's a fine remodel, and that pretty much concludes today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed today's analysis and breakdown, please leave a like and subscribe for more LEGO Ninjago videos come to you guys each and every day, and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any more of my Ninjago content. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.